Thank you for tuning in to today's episode of the JD Rucker Show. If you are watching the evening show, which starts at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern, then awesome. If you're watching the daytime show, which starts at various times depending on what's happening in the news, then that's awesome as well. But either way, you should find me wherever you want to find me, whatever platforms you use, Rumble, X, YouTube, BitChute, all the various networks, all the various areas where the show's broadcast. You can find all those, plus my websites, plus my socials, and even my sponsors. You can go to jdrucker.com/find, jdrucker.com/find. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. You're listening to the J.D. Rucker Show. Let's begin. CNN's Anderson Cooper demonstrated clear bigotry by misgendering someone during a Bernie Sanders town hall. Now, one would expect the radical left to be calling for his head. He is a bigot. He took a woman and called her she when she actually has they, them pronouns. Oh boy, not only was it just a regular, average person, this is a civil rights attorney that he misgendered. Watch.
Paul, we're back with Senator Bernie Sanders. I want to introduce Grace Thomas. She's a local civil rights attorney. She's a Democrat. Grace?
They, them pronouns, actually. Thank you.
Oh.
Good evening, Senator Sanders. Polling and turnout data indicate that men of all racial demographics are turning away from the Democratic Party. But of course...
Now, let's face it, if that was, say, Sean Hannity at Fox News, the radical left would be all up in arms. But I have done a search, and I have been able to find exactly 0 people, oddly, calling for Anderson Cooper to step down, calling Anderson Cooper a bigot, or making fun of him for assuming someone's pronouns, which is exactly what he did. And his only response, no apology, nothing like that. He just said, oh. Now, I want you to watch it again, and I want you to take note of Bernie Sanders' face. You were probably looking at the they, them civil rights attorney, but watch Bernie Sanders as he listens to this person's question.
Paul, we're back with Senator Bernie Sanders. I want to introduce Grace Thomas. She's a local civil rights attorney. She's a Democrat. Grace?
They, them pronouns, actually. Thank you.
Oh.
Good evening, Senator Sanders. Polling and turnout data indicate that men of all racial demographics are turning away from the Democratic Party. But of course...
Yes, Bernie Sanders' face, it appeared to be confused and perturbed, but that's really just Bernie Sanders. That's what his face often looks like. It's just his face. And so, too, is this they, them civil rights attorney, the face of the Democrat Party. This is what they've created. This is what they wanted. They wanted wokeness above all else. It would have been very easy for her to just let it go, let it slide, no big deal. You know, she's on national television talking to a United States senator, and it was just instinctive for her to correct Anderson Cooper, because people have to be corrected. They have to be woke, or they're bigots, and oh, I'm literally shaking because Anderson Cooper said she. This is what they've created. They have established, as a party, they've established that if you are going to be part of the Democrat Party, then you must hold wokeness above everything. Doesn't matter that she is now essentially, in many ways, harmed, potentially even destroyed Anderson Cooper. I mean, this has gone viral, super viral. Everybody is posting it all over social media. And why? Because she just had to correct him. She couldn't just let it slide. It's just, I mean, no big deal. She is a biological woman. She has been, for the vast majority of her life, she has been referred to as she. But no. Now, on national television, and in front of a United States senator, she has to correct Anderson Cooper and destroy him and make this viral moment. That was instinctive. She wasn't thinking about it. She wasn't like, oh my gosh, let's go destroy Anderson Cooper. No, it just came out because that's now part of their nature. As a party, the Democrats have humiliated themselves. They have annihilated any sanity within their party because of, and again, this people want to be woke. I don't care. They can be as woke as they want. But this party has elevated wokeness above everything else. That is the most important aspect of their identity as a party. It's not about helping the middle class, helping the working class. It's not about, fighting for this group's rights or that group's rights. It's about we're woke, and that's it. That's the entire identity of the Democrat Party in 2025. And they have about a year to figure it out, because if they don't, this is going to be a representation of the electoral bloodbath they're going to suffer. We will, for the first time in a very long time, in decades, we will have a president that is able to maintain his party's control over the House and the Senate for the second half of his term.
Our witness today is a whistleblower, and not just a whistleblower, but a longtime executive at Facebook.
I am here at considerable personal risk because you have the power and the authority to hold them accountable.
She worked directly with Mark Zuckerberg. She was a part of the Facebook brass. Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg have lied to the American people repeatedly. $50,000 every time she mentions Facebook in public. They are attempting to destroy her reputation. And I think the question is why?
I sit before this committee today to set the record straight about these illegal and dangerous activities.
They're willing to build data centers, store data in China. They are willing explicitly to give the Chinese government access to it. And if that means that American user data is also compromised, they're willing to do that too. All for profits in China. There was virtually nothing they weren't willing to do. Have you ever known Mark Zuckerberg to censor on behalf of China?
One thing the Chinese Communist Party and Mark Zuckerberg share is that they want to silence their critics.
Did Facebook actually brief members of the CCP on artificial intelligence, to your knowledge?
Yes, Senator. We are engaged in a high-stakes AI arms race. China is developing AI models for military use, relying on Meta's Llama model.
Do you buy this latest reinvention of Mark Zuckerberg?
This is a man who wears many different costumes. I have a lot of questions for Mark Zuckerberg, but he has proven that you cannot believe his answers. He's lied to members of Congress, he's lied to his employees, and he's lied to Americans.
I have a message to Mark Zuckerberg as well. It's time for you to tell the truth. You should come to this committee and take an oath and answer this evidence. Stop trying to silence her. Stop trying to gag her. Come to this committee, take the oath, sit there, let us question you, and give the American people the truth. We will be waiting for you.
There were definitely a lot of bombshells, true bombshells. Anybody who's watched my show before, I don't throw out the word bombshell very often, but there were bombshells that were dropped during the hearing yesterday, the Senate hearing with Facebook whistleblower Sarah Wynne Williams. She has a book out, so we always have to acknowledge that, hey, there's potential for personal gain here by her exaggerating if necessary, but that doesn't mean that she was. Okay, it's very, very possible. If everything that she said was true, and we have no reason to believe that it wasn't, if everything that she said was true, even though Facebook is denying it, of course, but her claims, they were true bombshells. But here's the thing, and I appreciate everything that Josh Hawley has been doing with this, everything that Sarah Wynne Williams is doing. I'm very happy with the media coverage so far. It has been pretty spot on. Left, right, center, it doesn't matter. Everybody's trying to get the word out about this because of the risks that are posed when you have Facebook and the Chinese Communist Party working together. But it's far bigger, potentially far bigger than what we even learned yesterday. Now, I have the luxury as a show host. You have the luxury as somebody listening to me. We can speculate. I'm not going to make any accusations here, but I want to be clear that there is a tremendous potential, based upon what we heard, that if we extrapolate further wrongdoing, Not making an accusation, I'm just speculating, but if they're, let's say, for example, the usage of Chinese servers, Senator Hawley touched on the fact that it is very possible that the Chinese Communist Party would have had access to American user data. That data, especially when used for the sake of artificial intelligence development, it's mind-boggling. Okay, now we look at artificial intelligence, and we are concerned, of course, with what's happening here, but we're also much more concerned with what's happening in China. It is possible that with the data that they can collect, potentially collect from Facebook, if Facebook has been compromised, if there is user data either sitting on servers right now in China, or if China was able to put out, I don't know, a back door so that they can get access to that data. That data, folks, that's everything when it comes to artificial intelligence. The potential for them to take advantage of that data and use it against us as individuals, use it against us as a nation. The potential is huge once you apply modern day artificial intelligence. Keep in mind, they've been allegedly collecting all of this data for nearly a decade. So if that is the case, and if we can assume that they have continued to collect the data till at the very latest 2019, when Facebook allegedly stopped working with the Chinese Communist Party, but potentially further beyond there, either through coercion or, like, again, the aforementioned backdoor, that the Chinese Communist Party loves using backdoors. Okay, they love, once they get in, it's hard to get them out of any computer system. Well, if that's the case, then they can do tremendous harm. Artificial intelligence doesn't just rely on the chatbot data sets that we are used to hearing about. Imagine if an artificial intelligence has access to our data that goes into, for example, websites that we visit. Don't forget, Facebook doesn't just track what's happening on Facebook. They can track the websites that you visit. While you're logged into Facebook on your computer, on your phone, you go visit a website, Facebook knows. They track this. They also, for many, many, many users, they have access to location data, so they can physically track you. Now combine that with the public posts, private posts, personal messages, DMs, videos, anything like that, and now all of a sudden, they can paint a picture of just about any human being in the United States of America who uses Facebook even moderately. You don't have to be a massive, huge Facebook user. You just have to be logged in, and they can collect a ton of data and use that against you. Imagine, for example, and again, we're talking hypotheticals, not making accusations. I don't want to get sued by Facebook. I don't want to get a knock on the door or some agent for the Chinese Communist Party coming to take me out. So these are just speculations, but it would be possible if all those scenarios played out. And again, there's no reason to think that they're not possible to play out that way. Then they could literally imitate us, you, me, as individuals. We've already seen examples of artificial intelligence being used to con people, for example. You get a text or even a voicemail saying, "Hey, Dad, I'm stuck in such and such, or I've been kidnapped," or all sorts of crazy things that they can do with artificial intelligence. Now take that and expand it well beyond just our access, for example, to our personal data. What if they could start mimicking us? What if they could start, for example, getting into, anything? Our bank accounts, our work servers. What if you are working for, I don't know, Boeing or whatever? You're working for the Pentagon or something like that. Then yes, this access to Facebook data that the Chinese Communist Party may or may not have could be used to hack, essentially, the United States of America. And again, we're not just talking about computer hacks. We're talking about personal hacks. We're talking about them being able to emulate you, emulate me digitally. And if that doesn't terrify us, then I don't know what does. They don't like us And they have been accumulating over the years and decades, accumulating ways to subvert and even destroy the United States of America. They have tinkered with this, tested this out, trial balloon this, trial balloon that. And I know mentioning China and balloons is kind of funny in light of recent events, but you get the idea. They could do great harm to us. They have those capabilities. And I would argue that probably the only reason they haven't done so is because they know that we have similar capabilities, perhaps not in the same regard, but we can do very great damage to mainland China, to Beijing as a city, to the people of China. We can do the same thing. And I'm not talking about like nuclear war or anything like that. I'm talking about things that I probably shouldn't be talking about. We'll just leave it at that. As much as I don't want Facebook suing me or the Chinese Communist Party knocking on my door, I definitely don't want the CIA or FBI or anybody like that coming and knocking on my door either. Point being is this, is that, well, number one, my gosh, if you're still using Facebook, stop. I know nobody wants to hear that if you're a Facebook user, but at the very least, do log out, only use VPNs, try to figure out a way to keep Facebook from having your data. It's bad enough that data is used for advertising, that data is used by the NSA or whoever else. But the prospects of that data being used by the Chinese Communist Party and potentially other foreign entities, wow. At this point, I think that your best bet is to just delete Facebook altogether from your life. I'm sure I don't have to tell you this, but looking around, you're probably noticing that the economy is acting a little strange lately. Now look, we fully and completely support and endorse President Trump's plans. His tariffs, his path forward for the economy is necessary. This isn't just a matter of, it's one idea, we'll give it a shot. This is required. This is something that will prevent the United States of America from becoming a footnote in history. And that's as impossible as that might seem today. It's a reality. If we do not get ahead of the economic turmoil that's coming as a result of advancements in technology, as a result of changes in the global economic system, if we don't get ahead of them, then we are not going to succeed as a nation. We are going to fail. There will be an economic collapse. Praise God that President Trump is putting forth the effort and the appropriate plan to prevent that from happening, at least in the near future. We're talking in a matter of months and years. But through it all, there is going to be turmoil. We're experiencing it today. And this is why many Americans, tons of Americans, have been strongly considering moving their retirement accounts into physical precious metals. Now, everybody and their dog has a precious metals sponsor that they use. I use one that I believe in basically because they are straightforward, honest, and faith-driven. Go to jdrgold.com. That is jdrgold.com. And learn how to do this right. It's tax-free. You can do a rollover or a transfer from current or previous retirement accounts. Get into a gold IRA that is done right. Not all gold IRAs are the same. There's the gap between a bad one and a good one is so huge that I would have had no idea had I not been in this industry for the last 3 years, learning and then learning some more. And based upon the research that I've done, your best bet is to go to jdrgold.com. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not telling you, go buy gold. But if you are considering it, if you're considering protecting your wealth and your retirement, your life's savings through physical precious metals, then jdrgold.com is the way to do that. Give it a visit today. Fill out the form. Let's take it from there.